I guess here's my first question, Greg. After watching that game last night,
Oh, you did, huh? I feel
yes.
I feel I feel badly for you. I
Well,
went to I went to bed, I went to bed early, Ross, because I was at the gym at 10 to 5 this morning, so I didn't see much of that game.
well, I know you'll break down the film later, so that's why I'm not going to specifically ask you about last night. But when you look at, for example, the Broncos and the Patriots, they
Yes.
both only have 2 losses. Where are you right now with Bo Nix and Drake Maye? In other words, have you seen enough from either one of those guys to think, you know what? They might be able to do it in a playoff game against Josh Allen and the Bills or Lamar Jackson and the
Um,
Ravens. What have you seen from those two guys? In particular, Nix and May.
well, if we want to start with May, I think May has played consistently far better than Nix has. Has just better traits overall too. I mean, I've had the ability to stand next to both guys. May is just a big, big man, and he plays the game effortlessly, easily. One of the things that I was taught years ago, and actually I think it was a conversation I had with Phil Simms years ago. When you watch a quarterback and they throw it so easily, May looks effortless throwing the ball, effortless down the field, and it's just easy for him to throw it. And one thing I think has really stood out this year, and you're never sure about this till you get to the NFL, Ross, is his ability to move within the pocket. You don't see a lot of that in college because it's not usually that necessary in college football to play like that. But in the NFL, pockets get squeezed, there's more bodies around you. How a quarterback reacts to that is something that I really evaluate carefully. And I think that pocket movement is a really important trait, and May has really shown that trait. Nix, on the other hand, I think has been very, very inconsistent. I think that his ball location has at times been good and it has at times left something to be desired. You're almost, and you hate to say this about a quarterback, and I like Bo Nix overall, but he's almost at the point now where sometimes you're just not certain what you're going to get with Bo Nix. And obviously he's had these big fourth quarter comebacks, but you don't want to live like that. You want more consistency from play 1 to play 70, and that hasn't been the case with him for much of this season.
I'm curious about that. When you're breaking down the tape and you see these guys play their best in the fourth quarter or in the last couple minutes, what do you make out of that?
Well, you have to look at the reason why. What kind of plays are they making? If Bo Nix has made a number of plays in the fourth quarter where it's been one on fade balls, and he's made a very good throw, and then Cortland Sutton has gone up against good coverage and made a catch. Obviously that play counts, and it's a good job by both guys. He did make a great play. I remember specifically against the Eagles where he made a great read and a great throw to I believe it was Sutton on a 3rd and 15, maybe if memory serves me correctly. And that was a really big time throw with great timing and anticipation and ball location. But I think you always have to look at the plays themselves. And that to me is just like interceptions. You always have to look at interceptions as individual plays, not as a number on a stat sheet. You've got to look at the plays. I think that Nix has made, obviously, they've come back in games, and he's certainly made throws, and he uses his legs extremely well. We saw that. Who did they It was the Giants, right? The Giants where they had that crazy comeback and scored 33 in the fourth quarter. And you have to look at all those plays as individual plays, not just say, "Wow, they came back." That's the way I go about it anyway.